This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk here inside the Unidome with UNI Athletic Director Troy Dannen. The UNI Athletic season is officially underway. Soccer's already had an exhibition game. We have the football game at Iowa State in a couple weeks. Volleyball getting excited for their preseason tournaments. Why do you feel like everything's primed and ready for another good season here at UNI?
You know, the blood gets going. Football reported the first, I think the 4th of August. And since that time, having the students back and walking the halls and coming into your office and going out and talking to the team meetings just gets you re-energized for the year. You know, the summer, I love the summer, but I think all of us look more forward to August and getting everybody back on campus. And you know, at UNI, the nice thing is there's always a lot of optimism for what we're going to be competitively. You know, we're judged how we compete, we're judged how we do academically, we're judged how we do socially, and I think our student athletes have done a really good job of putting themselves in position to be very successful in all three of those areas.
And the coaches are helping put them in those positions, and all head coaches are returning, and that's a good thing for UNI.
Yeah, it is. And you know, one of the things I talk about every chance I have is how does an institution like UNI, with the success that we've had for an extended period of time, keep its coaches? And you know, it first and foremost starts with the community, but it starts with the kids that they're able to recruit. They're good kids. They're kids that are committed to the ideals and the philosophies and the integrity that the coaches want. They're able to recruit those kids to our institution because of what the institution is. It is a great place to live in the Cedar Valley, and I think all of our coaches understand from talking to their peers out there that while somebody may have more of this and somebody may have more of that, I don't know that there's any place that at our level that you can say you have more of everything than at UNI.
New president at UNI. We're happy with what Ben Allen did for the athletic department. Why do you feel like the new president will be a good fit for UNI athletics as well? You
know, I knew the new president was an athletics supporter from talking to the people back at Shippensburg. I didn't realize the level of that support until he got here. And you know, I see he and his wife walking his dog, and if there's a student athlete out, they always walk around the dome, through the dome sometimes. If there's a student athlete around, they engage in a conversation. They're going to be very passionate, both he and his wife, about UNI and all aspects of the university, including athletics. And you know, one of the things I'm looking forward to, he's not only wanting to go on some flights and travel with the teams, but he's asking for extra seats. He's trying to figure out a way to use athletics as a way to boost the image, both among donors and just among those in the community, legislators. So he's taking advantage of what athletics can give to the university, and I'm looking forward to his engagement.
And we'll have an interview with the new president, Bill Rood, in a couple weeks here on Panther Sports Talk. Get his thoughts, his background, especially as it relates to athletics. A nice honor for you as you were asked to be on a very special committee with football and the FCS playoffs. Talk about getting on that committee and why that's good for you and for UNI.
Well, the last couple of years I've been on a regional advisory committee which ranked teams in 3 or 4 conferences in the Midwest for ultimate playoff selection. This year I go on the playoff committee. It's called the Championship Committee. There's 8 people nationally on it. We will pick the field, assign the field, and be the NCAA representatives at various games throughout the championship series. I knew it would be time consuming. I got the schedule a couple of days ago. It's about 5 hours a week, starting in week 1, that's devoted just to being on this committee. But I'm looking forward to it. I know most of the other athletic directors on the committee, and you know, I think it can help me and bring back to UNI, help us understand what it takes. You know, when you're on the borderline of whether you're selected or not, what's actually being discussed in the room, what are the priorities, and help us schedule and tailor ourselves so that if someday we're on the bubble, maybe it tips our way because we know exactly what's being discussed in the room.
And playoff expansion this year as well.
Up to 24 teams, so that's a new challenge for the committee, and I think the fact that not only is there 24 new teams, but some of the teams that have historically been at the top of FCS football, App State, Georgia Southern, are transitioning up to FBS. And so this year, even though they're still FCS, they are not eligible for the playoffs. They're transitioning up in scholarships. They're above the 63. And so there's going to be a lot of new faces that maybe people haven't heard of, that aren't necessarily name brands, but schools that I think will become name brands as we go forward in the future.
And nice to have a nice home schedule for football this year here in the Dome.
6 home games. Have been a long time since we've had 6, and it's a difficult schedule. If you look at the league, there's 3 other teams rated in our league, and all 3 of those are on the road. Iowa State's going to be obviously a tough start. McNeese is perennially a top 25 team, so it is a good schedule, a solid schedule, and looking forward to having more opportunities to be at home.
We'll have more with UNI Athletic Director Troy Dannen, as well as a couple other features here on this edition of Panther Sports Talk. Stay tuned for that right after this.